Welcome to another video from our career series for high schoolers from Life Skills Coaching Consultants. This video is part of a number of services that we offer to high schoolers, including an online career selection workshop that you can sign up for. Today, we are very pleased to host Francis, who has agreed to share with us his career story. Thank you for agreeing to do this, Francis, and welcome.
Thank you.
So Francis, to start off, please tell us, what is your current profession?
Thank you, Jackie, for the opportunity to talk to you. Currently, I'm a social media consultant.
And why did you decide to become a social media consultant?
This began during my internship. I went for internship in a marketing department. So during that particular period, I was put in charge of the social media accounts of that particular organization that I was an intern at. So I really liked whatever I was doing. So after my internship ended, I decided that I wanted to venture into social media consulting, and that's how I came about. But that's how I started the social media consulting business.
Okay, all right. So internship exposed you to social media consulting. And what subjects did you choose in high school?
In high school, I wanted to be a lawyer. So I was told that for you to become a lawyer, you have to do history. Then I also had this passion for media. So again, I was told you have to be good at languages. So I basically did history and languages. When I applied, I think I was unlucky because JAB didn't allow me that. And then it was the central placement system was known as JAB, which is now the current COOPS. So they didn't really place me for the law that I wanted. So I got my second option, which was media. So I ended up doing media studies in campus.
So your subject selection was driven by your interest in law and media, and that got you into a media course at the university. And you have explained to us that you chose those subjects because you were told that is what you needed for those careers. Now that you have been working as a social media consultant, what can you say about the qualities that are needed to be a good social media consultant?
Number one, what I would say, some of the qualities that are needed for one to be a good social media consultant, one has to be thirsty for knowledge. Because as we know, social media is a very dynamic area. There are several developments that are happening, new applications coming in every day. So one has to really, they really need to be thirsty for this particular information so that they are able to get to understand. Otherwise, you might be left behind. So you realize that whatever, like an application that was used last year, you realize that this year it might not be used. So things really get obsolete really fast. Another thing, in social media, there's a lot of analysis that we do. Like we run adverts, so one has to be a very good, you need to have a very good analytical skills, because we analyze a lot of data that you interact with, so such that when you do an ad, you really want to see what worked and what didn't work well, and what is it that you need to do so as to improve on your next campaign. So basically, I would really say one has to be thirsty for knowledge so that you really learn, and you also need to have a very good analytical skill so that you're able to assess various situations and campaigns that we run. Because in social media consulting, or what we would call social media marketing, which other people would also refer to digital marketing, we deal with a lot of data. We really want to analyze what is working and what is not working.
So you have to have thirst for knowledge, to have good analytical skills, and to be comfortable working with data. Okay.
Definitely.
And so Francis, just tell us, what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
My day is interesting because there are days that I craft what we call social strategies. So this depends if there may be a particular client that I'm working for. So I have to craft or just think about what I feel would work based on a particular maybe business or a product that a client is handling. So apart from after you've developed these particular strategies, Then I also have to design. So there is the graphic design element, because when it comes to social media, there is need, you cannot just throw text. You have to throw text, images, videos. So if it's not designing a post, I do videos. In fact, I've also learned to do animation, because I realized that animation sell a lot. So it's, and another thing that I do on a day-to-day basis is thinking, which is very difficult, because many a times you really have to think. Maybe if a strategy that you thought would work fails to work, so you again have to go back to the drawing board and really think and execute and plan. And we also do a lot of trials, because you are not very sure of what is going to work. So basically that is my day. There is the thinking, there is the designing, there is the crafting of strategies for various clients that I work for.
Oh, that sounds like a very exciting kind of day to have. What has surprised you about this career, Francis?
I wouldn't really say that anything has surprised me, because when I look at the foundation where all this began, I started as an intern, and nothing really has changed as when I look back at what I was doing. So I wouldn't really say that there is anything that has surprised me about social media consulting so far. Maybe if I'm yet to find.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So please just also help us to understand what has your career journey been like? What has your career trajectory been like?
Initially, I think just like I mentioned, I started as an intern. So after the internship period, I decided to register a company where I'm doing social media consulting. So I have worked with from intern now, I've worked as a social media consultant, I've worked as social media executive. Right now I have my farm where I'm just doing so much when it comes to just analyzing or maintaining social media accounts for people. So basically I started as intern, and right now I'm managing some quite big what I would call accounts for various corporations as well as just SMEs.
Okay, so when you are working as a social media executive, were you employed or were you working for yourself?
No, I wouldn't really say that. I've not been employed formally. Generally, what I do is you work as a consultant, and many a time I would do that on needs basis. So you realize that when a client has a particular campaign that they would want to run, and they would want some professional help, then they reach out to me. So apart from the internship period, that is what I would call a session that I was employed. All the engagements that I've had after that have been purely on consultancy basis. And now that is where now my firm comes in, because I look for these clients, tell them that I have an organization that can help you do this. So whenever they hire me, I go there as an organization and not as Francis.
Okay. And Francis, what skills do you need in order to run your own company as a social media consultant?
There are quite a number of what I would call maybe skills that one would need to run their own company. And there is what I would call, you need to be a jack of all trades, because currently it's me who do the marketing, it's me who do a lot of the work. So I only outsource some of the maybe what I would call maybe the jobs that are maybe more technical, and also when I'm too busy, that's when I seek out some of my friends or some of the guys that I know who are in the same profession to help me with. But one really has to know how to plan their time, because realize that you're running campaigns for various clients, so timekeeping is very key, and just being organized so that you do not leave any project outside. Because many a times you realize I have like 4 or 5 or even more than 5 campaigns that I'm running for different clients. So unless I really plan my time well, and I have sticky notes that I use, I just know that at this particular time, this is what I'm doing. At this particular moment, this is what I'm doing. So organization is key, and self-discipline is also important, because there is really no one who will ask you that, oh, you're supposed to do this, you haven't done. It's not like a formal employment situation where you have a head of department somewhere who want you to do reports and stuff like that. Here, you have to, there is that aspect of you have to be motivated, the inward motivation, because you know that at the end of the day, if you do not do as the client wants, you're going to lose this client. So there are so many skills, but I call myself that I'm jack of all trades when it comes to social media, because I have really to do everything. I have to organize my time well. I have to, in fact, there are days when I even sleep at 2 a.m. and wake up at even 7, depending on maybe the activities of the day. So you realize there's really a lot that one has to do so that they are able to manage several, or maybe not really. Sorry, there are a lot that one has to do, or skills that one must have, so that they are able to run these campaigns effectively.
Okay, so I'm hearing there's a need for self-discipline, self-motivation, being organized, managing your time very well, and generally just being what you call a jack of all trades. Okay, so
Yes.
So Francis, if there's a teenager out there who is considering to become a social media consultant, what advice would you give him or her?
I would maybe first start by saying, if there is anyone out there who is looking up to becoming, let's say, a social media consultant or a digital marketing executive like myself, then first thing, they need to love challenges, because it is a fact that it is not easy being a social media consultant, because what we do is in social media, and there's a lot of distraction. You might go online that you want to post, but then you see very funny videos, things that are interesting. And if you're not careful, you might realize that you've gone to check maybe whatever is happening. So one that like challenges. So once, if you know that you love challenges, because another thing, the dynamic aspect of social media means that there are always going to be challenges day in, day out. I remember in 2017, you'd do some promotions for 1,000 shillings and you'd get 1,000 followers. Right now, you do a similar promotion for 1,000 shillings and get 20 followers. So you see, things have really changed. So there must be people who are inquisitive, people who like learning, because you really have to learn a lot. Personally, I do a lot of studies. There are several sites that are found online where one can learn. So if you want to become a social media consultant or a social media executive, there is need that you like learning, so that you keep yourself up to date with the current trends. That would be my message to anyone who would want to pursue this career.
All right, so be ready to meet challenges, and you have to love learning.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing your story, Francis. And I just want to remind whoever is watching this video that this is one of our series for high schoolers, and you can always sign up for a live workshop by visiting our website, lifeskillscoaching.co.ke, or sending me an email, jackie@lifeskillscoaching.co.ke. Thanks again, Francis, for your very interesting story. I have learned something about being a social media consultant.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you so much for having me.